screw this company and its corrupt ways. I really believe in this company, and in all honesty, they have no clue when it comes to PR and transparency. I wouldn't be surprised if they are shorting their own stock. Just when you think you've reached the levels of the depth of there's just more. There's just more. Wait, don't sell yet. They're about to partner a nuclear fusion power plant in Africa to help with the electric vehicle e-system. Randall is flying out to Congo tomorrow. How does this guy...
Wait, hold on. This guy, hold on. This guy says...
How does this guy, Topher, know all this? Trust me, he's on a plane right now. I just got off the text with him. Come on.
This Topher guy is saying they're going to partner with a nuclear fusion power plant. First of all, is this a joke post? Is this Topher
No, this is a guy.
Around?
I mean, he's just saying they're getting into nuclear now because they've already dominated the entire EV space.
This really hurts me because, as you guys know from a previous video, if you could take a look, I'm a shareholder. I am losing. I have $100 I invested. $100 down almost 50% of my investment.
So if you've been wondering what ALYI, what they've been up to, if you've been wondering, hey, why haven't we seen the bikes? What happened to the $2 million in revenue? What's going on with what happened to all this news that was supposed to happen this year? Well, he's been busy. ALYI and WPUR announced off-grid EV charging solution presentation tomorrow. This was a couple days ago. ALYI and WaterPure International today confirmed the companies are partnering on the implementation of an off-grid electric vehicle charging solution to be rolled out in Kenya.
The main point of this company was to make an electric vehicle bike, and I still can't get that, right?
Right. The purpose of this company, like about a year and a half ago, was to transform the boda market in Kenya by releasing an electric vehicle that was cheap, really efficient, and suited for the environment to do ride share in Kenya. And it's going to change the world based on this like BMW bike. We've been waiting a year and a half or whatever. We saw one video of the producer flying around with a cameraman by himself, and then they disappeared. No bike got released. Nothing happened. I guess they were saying supply chain problems. I don't know what they were saying. Maybe they were hiding behind the pandemic or hiding behind supply chain problems. But apparently
they had a problem getting chips for one bike.
Yeah. Right.
I'm sorry, guys, for anyone who's seriously invested in this, but you've got to wake up at some point.
Even someone who's seriously invested in this, the joke's on you if you're seriously invested in this thing. I mean, that guy who commented that he thinks they're shorting their own stock, I'm like, if I found out that they were shorting their own stock, because who are these short sellers that are piling on? If you think about it, if it has 30% shorted, who are these people? It's no one. It's Randall.
He's probably the biggest scam artist on the internet at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this guy sort of sums it up. I would have more respect for him if he just came out and said, "Hi, I'm Randall Torno. The reason that you can't get a hold of me to pick my brain is because I've been ripping off investors along with Henry Dabrowski and whoever else I could suck into this circus. My net worth is directly proportionate to what I can manipulate the price by to affect the shares I and a select few actually own. Of course, there are no pictures because there are no ALYI bikes put into service. There was no production photos because there was no production. Partnership acquisition of a water filtration company for an electric bike company makes as much sense as a private aviation charter corporation that insists that all of a sudden it should start focusing on college life enhancements." So the point is, we've been talking about trying to see an interview or get an interview with this guy forever. And it turns out he did do an interview for ALYI, which we'll look at. He just shows up on a meeting, supposedly, and a supposed meeting for this new venture that he's going into with this new company. WPR is the ticker. Oh, beautiful.
Another literally penny stock.
Look at this beauty.
This is the way this guy stays just like flush. You should,
God.
Remember, guys, the OTC market is not regulated like the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange the same way. So every quarter, he doesn't have to tell you exactly what he's doing. He's on a literally what's called a pink sheet, which is like rando companies in the middle of nowhere. They can be on this market, this OTC stock, pink sheet market, and say whatever the hell they want, pretend they're doing things, and just keep diluting shareholders for the rest of your lives. So it's really sad that a lot of people are still buying into this and still discussing it like this is a real thing, because it's not that hard to at least have an actual press event where people from different publications could come and take pictures of the bike, can ride it, even if you have one, right? Rivian only had like 2 cars initially.
And that was the same car. Yeah, it was the same car everywhere.
But they took it to the auto show.
Yeah. This is apparently the WaterPure International OTC Emerging Growth Conference. That was December 8th of this year. And this was released December 9th. It has a whopping 91 views. I guess it broke the internet.
Make it big. Make it big.
Yeah, gotta make it bigger. So let's just take a look at some of this crap and let's see what's up.
Welcome back, everyone. Next up, we have WaterPure International Inc. It trades on the OTC pink sheets under the symbol WPUR and is reinvigorating its decade-old water technology operations and adding electric utility solutions in pursuit of finding profitable, sustainable water management and electricity production solutions. So attendees, please submit your questions for WaterPure through this webinar module now. And let's welcome its board of directors, Randy Torno, and the CEO, Sean Mathis. Welcome, gentlemen.
Sean Mathis. Okay.
Yeah, sounds almost fake, like he made
Yeah, that
name.
doesn't sound. Sean Mathis, WPUR. Sean Mathis is serving as interim CEO.
Interim CEO. Okay, this is hilarious.
Okay, so he's the interim CEO. It's just a discussion.
Well,
All right.
where's this website? Where is this WaterPure International website?
This is it. Oh.
It goes to a GoDaddy page.
This domain is available.
Yeah.
Well, this is a magazine. This is something else. This is just some weird magazine. But it says manufactures an atmospheric water generator. It looks like a water cooler, but it makes own puring water from the humidity in the air. Wow. Okay, so they've invented a water cooler that makes pure drinking water from the humidity in the air. Okay, and that's their website apparently, waterpureinternational.com. And when you go there, it is a dead link.
Guys, if you are taking your business seriously, you probably have a website that doesn't redirect to GoDaddy's.
That doesn't give you, right.
page.
With that in mind, let's hear what he has to say.
Thank you. I wanted to introduce myself again. My name is Sean Mathis. I'm serving as the interim CEO of WaterPure International. I did want to let everyone know that I'm the interim CEO because I am an attorney. My primary purpose in becoming the interim CEO was to work through some past filing issues that WaterPure had, clean those up, developing a bridge between the past ownership of WaterPure with the new ownership of WaterPure, work together to make some acquisitions, making sure that we're compliant with OTC markets. So that's what I've done. One thing that I've learned through all my years of education is when to talk and when to allow others to talk. So that's why I brought Mr. Torno here today, who's on the board of WaterPure, and I'm going to allow him to speak as to the mission of WaterPure.
All right, the mission. Here's the mission.
Thank you, Sean, for that. You have the slides. I think we can pull the slides up and I'll go through our slide pack for what WaterPure's got headed down the road with. We do have the slides, yeah?
All right, get to the slides, man.
We'll include a link, guys, but we'll do 5 minutes of it to show you how utter nonsense this is.
Crap, yeah.
Even in the United States, we have water issues. If you look at the Western United States, there's been a water crisis that's a decade and a half old in the Western United States. And part of it is there's a lot of people and not a lot of water there. In the areas where I've been working lately, there's plenty of water, but getting it clean and getting it usable is the challenge, and getting it out. So we kind of came into this and said, hey, if we could put together a company that could help develop and implement new water technologies, we might have something that's, one, profitable, and two, good for people. We want to find profit for the company, create a value product for the consumer, and can capitalize on some of the new technologies that are available in both water production, water purification, and water management. Reversing the global water scarcity issue, it's kind of a pie in the sky bullet, but I don't know that the world is running out of water, but we're running out of water in the right places. So, we have a choice. We can either have people move to where the water is, and we don't seem to like global migration waves all that much, or we can get better at moving water to where people are. And so managing that scarcity is going to be important to us. Then, we've gotten into new electricity production. So
he says all the right things. Like,
really
imagine
does.
you just heard him on a CNBC interview. You would think this guy is legit because he does say the key words that you want to hear, but then you look at the history of the previous company, ALYI, it's nothing but scamming. And look, I wish I was wrong. If he comes out, maybe even on our podcast, and explain to us and show us, maybe take us through a factory tour of what he's doing, then all of a sudden, even I would become a believer.
If you were real, if you were serious, it would be so easy to get rid of all of the skepticism. And I've just never seen a CEO that is so difficult to even find anything, any information on. But this guy's running two companies in two of like the biggest emerging spaces, and you can't find any information about
The
them.
most capital intensive spaces.
Right.
Okay. What is the market cap of WaterPure
Oh
here?
God, let's look at that. Yeah.
This global problem that he's taking on right now is worth probably as much as my house.
$3 million. $3 million.
Well, okay, so it's more than my house, but still.
Wow, the whole company is $3 million. This is
Yeah.
so dangerous.
With $3 million, you think, oh, you can do a lot. Remember, a lot of properties in New York and California cost $1 million to $2 million if you wanted to buy a two-family, even a single-family home in a lot of places. So I don't know how you can solve electric vehicle and energy production and solve water problems in the $1 million range. I don't know what to do because maybe I should sell my house and then just solve these problems.
But ALYI is now worth, wow, 1.3 million. So ALYI is 1.3 million. WPUR is another 3 million.
Right.
So these guys are basically just wow.
They're becoming millionaires by scamming everybody, and everybody else who falls for it, it's sad. I wish people wake up because, there's a lot of small market cap companies. That's what I don't understand. There's like tiny, small, like Arcimoto is one of those small market cap companies we always talk about. If you want to invest in a company that might fail too, okay?
Right.
At least Arcimoto makes vehicles that you can see him drive around the country. You can ride them. You rode a vehicle.
He's on Twitter. He's on Twitter at 4 a.m. Well,
you don't need an actual penny stock.
Yeah,
you don't need an actual
have to be at the penny to get your 10x or 20x buying any of these companies this low.
Solar, wind, geothermal, hydro, maybe even nuclear. Those are going to be the things that get the world away from continuing to burn fossil fuels. So that's kind of the things that, right now WaterPure is a very conceptual company. But those are the kind of things that we're looking at getting ourselves involved in.
Okay, this was December 9th, and he just said it was a conceptual company. That means
that's worth $3 million.
No company. Let's be honest. That means there is no company. It's just these two guys and this deck.
I wonder how far the lawyer is involved. I wonder if it's just a payout to him to be the face of this, to put some credibility.
The first thing he said was like, just so you know, I'm the interim CEO. He said it twice. I think
I'm only doing the paperwork.
Yeah, I'm only doing this one thing because he knows that this company is going to crash and burn, and he wants to be long gone.
Right. He's just taking whatever payout it is, $100 grand, $200 grand.
Yeah.
Show the face, disappear. Hey, it's not my fault. I just set it up for them.
Oh yeah, plausible deniability. They can effectively keep the price at a penny forever.
Yeah, like they do with the ALYI. Yeah.
Diluting, you're right, diluting and reissuing shares.
Can you actually find out the share count of ALYI? Does it have it on the...
No, we looked that up on our last video, which we'll put up a link right here. We looked it up. There is no share count. That WaterPure thing led me down this rabbit hole to find this dude. Like,
are we spending too much time on this? Guys, like and subscribe. Hit that bell, okay?
And hit the bell. This guy in particular, well, these two guys, the way that they run this business, ALYI, and the way we're seeing WPUR, this is like a really extreme case of like shadiness. Like this is like when your alarm bells go off and tell you something's not right with this company. Not all companies are this obvious and this egregious, but there's a lot of similarities between this and Trevor Milton. It just kind of raises your spidey sense. And for me, this is the ultimate level of this. I cannot possibly understand that anyone thinks this is a real company. So I think there is some value to it where you're seeing the most exaggerated case of company that's completely lying to shareholders and completely manipulating the stock and manipulating the media. So when it does happen on a smaller scale with other companies, I think you do kind of see the warning signs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think we're interested in on a purely, even though I have shares, you have shares, right?
Of course.
But, we're more interested on a purely like entertainment basis now because we love communicating with the people who are actually investing in this. So keep hitting us in the comments, but because we really want to hear, we keep wanting to hear, why are you still in it? What is keeping you in this stock?
Like we keep bringing hardcore evidence to prove our thesis that the company is complete. It's 100% fake. There is no company. It's just manipulation. But people actually think this is a real company. If you just they believe it's this evil conspiracy from the short sellers. I mean, okay, but now it's on you to provide some proof that that's actually true, because everything that I see is complete crap. This was the last one that came out a month ago. I actually wanted to do this a month ago, but we didn't get a chance to.
Today's November 1st, 2021. and we have gathered the leaders of alternate systems and Revolt Token to update shareholders of ALYI and buyers of RVLT tokens to speak about the status of the electric mobility ecosystem projects and the Revolt Token initial coin offering.
We forgot. He has a cryptocurrency too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Cryptocurrency, electric vehicle play, and now a water purification company. Amazing. Like this guy is
Just like Elon Musk, yet no one's
he
heard
needs
of
a
him.
brain. He needs a brain
company.
company.
Dr. Randell Torno, who is the CEO of Alternate Systems and operates a company from its Texas headquarters in Dallas, Texas. Dr. Torno has extensive experience in Africa and has been key to the development of the electric mobility ecosystem project in Kenya. Mr. Henrik Dabrowski is the CEO of Revolt Token Group, the issuer of Revolt Token and its holding
I don't
company.
trust that guy.
He used to be the CEO of Alternate Systems and is an expert in capital markets, crypto, and
He used to be the CEO of
Yeah.
ALYI.
And he's an expert in all capital markets. A $1 million company, by the way.
You're right. He's an expert in crypto and all capital markets.
payment systems.
Okay.
We will start with the first question.
And electronic payment systems, are they are literally copying Elon Musk into 7 different people.
It's a little loud, by the way. I'm not sure if it's loud on your end, but this video is pretty loud.
What are alternate systems and Revolt Token?
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. I'm Randy Torno, and I'm going to explain the alternate side of this program while my friend Henrik explains the Revolt Token side of the program. So Alternate is a company that's been around for quite a while. We've actually been in business since 2000 through a number of iterations as a technology company. Our current iteration started late 2016, early 2017 as we moved out of some of the other technological sector and moved into energy and energy storage products. So this happened when we acquired some lithium energy storage patents from the Air Products Corporation. We were going to try to take that intellectual property and develop some low-cost, sustainable energy storage, basically batteries that.
He's going to compete with my company Enphase soon. I can't have this. He's coming for Enphase.
Oh man, you might want to short Enphase now and get to protect your position.
He's taking $1 million and he's going after the electric vehicle bike, the cryptocurrency, water purification, and now battery storage.
Oh,
because
yeah,
he bought technology. $1 million is enough apparently to buy some sort of a patent for so for energy storage, of course. I mean,
you got this top secret patent for lithium.
Why don't we do this? I don't understand because
we're not lucky enough. We're not. We weren't in the military decorated. We didn't go there and build those relationships in Kenya for years.
That's true.
If you go and do that and give up those number of years of your life, then you get rewarded handsomely, just like he did. Doesn't he look like just so fulfilled?
These guys are in Florida. They're not in Kenya. They're in Florida, where all scams originate from. Okay, I'm not even joking, because like if you look at the addresses of the previous, the addresses are in Florida.
In Nigeria. He's got ties with the Prince of Nigeria. He's been sending you some emails too, for the last 20 years.
Right, I got an email from him that
you got an email from him. See, that's where all the money came from. He was in energy storage in Kenya.
I thought it was in gold bullion, and I have to send over $1,000 in order to get like $1 million bullion to my.
Maybe, but now you can do that transaction using the Revolt token. It's so easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Maybe that's why they did that, to solve the problem of sending all this bullion back and forth.
Can you go to Marketcap? This is another detour, but is the Revolt token available? How do I get the Revolt token besides wiring money to this guy?
Besides a cashier's check or a money order? All right, hold on.
Besides sending Bitcoin to his private address.
And it's worth. Oh, look at it. They rated it against BTC.
Well, what's the market cap? What is the market cap of this token?
Market cap. The total market cap of the Revolt token is $98,000.
Right. So somebody stole 98,000 from
Wow. The whole market cap is less than a mortgage. We don't know what the circulating supply is. Again, by not knowing what the circulating supply is, you don't know what the actual value is, right?
Well, total supply 40 billion. 40 billion.
So we have 40 billion coins, $98,000.
Honestly, if you were going to invest in ALYI, or Revolt token, I would say the Revolt token has a better chance of 2xing than ALYI.
When it launched in 2021, look at this. It got up to oh my 0.25. That's what? That's
So
100,000,
basically,
100,000 million. It got to 0.25 millionth of a USD. Their market cap was $1.3 million. And then that just was, look at that, boom. 200,000, took $200,000 off the table, shot back up to about $1 million, dropped back down.
Well, what that means is,
bleeding out.
the CEO Randall seems to have dumped on everybody. He 10x'd his money.
Yeah.
He got out, and he lets it bleed for a good while until he pumps it again, and gets some people interested one more time. So that's
There
the way
is
the
no pumping
scams
anymore.
work.
They didn't even. There's like literally no pumping. I mean, look at this.
Well, no, it's possible that he pumps just like he's pumping ALYI every now and then. He could pump this. There's no. He's just getting all these companies set up in order to be able to pump this when he needs a new house, pump this when he needs a pool.
This is insane. Okay, so on the 30th of August, there was $75 in trading that whole day. The volume, $75 in trading, $1,000 in trading, $559. This is like the total volume of the entire day. This is
crazy,
like one
right?
person. This is like a person that they scammed someone to buy $250 worth.
Well, what was the beginning though when they started actually transacting? How much volume was at the peak?
Volume
Look at the peak.
500,000. Look at that. The peak.
Peak, yes.
At the peak, they had 500,000 in a day.
So $1 million and 500,000 in volume, and then they started to sell immediately.
Yeah, then they start
to
selling.
cash out a couple $100,000 off this
Right,
token.
to cash out. So yeah, that's them taking money. And now it's sitting there again, $100, $113, $6 worth of trading this day. Oh my God.
So this is what people are investing
This is what
in.
you're buying. Yeah, this is what you're buying.
Yeah, if you're going to buy a meme coin, let's even go to that. You know what? Dogecoin is a better meme coin to risk losing all your money on than some unknown
throw it in
crypto.
Shibuino, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, because look, if you're going to invest in meme stuff, then you might as well something that's popular.
Our original idea was that we would develop energy storage and power systems that would be available to anybody that needed batteries. We learned, though, that the battery sector was pretty crowded and that having a one-stop battery to supply things wasn't nearly as effective as creating tailored power supplies that would go toward the actual energy users. And I'll explain that a little bit more, but I want Henrik to talk about how Revolt Token got started.
Thank you, Randy. It's been a pleasure being here with you and talking to you.
Okay. I mean, you're telling me that this is not Brock Lesnar?
Write a comment down below if that's Brock Lesnar.
Comment below if you're telling me this is not the same guy. Okay. I'm just going to leave that there and pretend Brock Lesnar is selling me a crypto.
Revolt Token was created in 2009 specifically to tokenize.
Wait. Pause this. I can't, every sentence they say. 2009? Isn't that Bitcoin's territory?
Yeah.
He's saying he created the token in I mean, like, how do we prove him wrong on that? so Bitcoin and Revolt Token started at
around the same time. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, and if the Revolt Token would have gotten in there first, we'd probably be.
we wouldn't be Bitcoin. We wouldn't be Bitcoin maximalists.
We would be the Revolt Token maximalists. The Revoluters.
The idea of a Revolt Token was to allow, through the sale of the token, having the funds to create an ecosystem of suppliers, services, manufacturing, transportation companies, users, and including the government of Kenya as part of this development and further sustainability.
He's saying, correct me if I'm wrong, that Revolt Token is partnered with the Kenyan government? Because that's the guy in charge of the Revolt Token.
Right. My assumption is that they would allow that to be the currency that you use to pay for the ride sharing.
Oh yeah, that makes total sense.
Okay, hold on. Let's get another tab.
So that's a good economic proposition for the driver and the operator. Electric vehicles cost less to operate per equivalent unit of power. And when I say that, it isn't big, but it's important. A
Can
unit
you
of
make it big?
electricity
Forget about
costs less than a
Can
liter
you-
of fuel.
We don't need that
Lesnar,
guy.
man.
anymore.
I'll leave him over here. All
right, we'll make the other guy bigger.
Actually, and Randall, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's him. Look. So these guys are both professional wrestlers. So he's Stone Cold
as
Steve
entrepreneurs.
Austin. I mean, it's really, they do really look alike. Don't tell me they don't. All right.
You know what? Even though and ALYI videos I think are ridiculous, they're fun to make.
Yeah, no, we've hit a new low.
So it's an economic incentive for riders or operators to switch from gasoline powered vehicles to electric vehicles, especially in the commercial taxi industry, which is colloquially known as the boda market throughout Africa and actually in many other non-African countries as well. The personal taxi motorcycle businesses, boda is ubiquitous across a lot of the developing world. So a rider ends up paying less money out of his pocket to recharge his battery. Then he has to pay to fill the tank with petrol. He gets that lower cost of ownership means more money in his pocket, which then rolls through the developing economy with a really big multiplier effect. So he's spending less money on petrol, which means he buys another sambusa at the local bodega market, which means the local bodega market is now buying an extra 3 bags of frozen sambusas from the sambusa maker, who now can buy more flour, and on and on and on.
You know, pause it. Just to point out, we got to keep pointing out things. The way you do a long con is by having these details sprinkled throughout the con. Because then it seems like you know what you're talking about. You know about this Buddha market, these, what is it, sambosa? What is he talking about here?
It's like a drink or something, like a food.
No, but I'm saying, but like he's saying the words like, "Oh, I'm there." You know what I'm saying? But we know he's not there. He's in Florida. Okay?
Well, he's in Florida now. I'm not denying he didn't spend time over there and he didn't learn.
Yeah, he could have. He could have been there.
He is not doing anything. Anything that he's saying, he's not doing it right now.
We want to allow everyone to participate in this climate and society impactful project.
That's a mess. Why don't we end it on the TP that is the ALYI chart?
Remember, we ended this with no one should buy this, but and we're in a massive downtrend. You could see, like, I haven't actually touched any of this in a long time. This is since our last video. So it's been pretty much following this downtrend almost picture perfectly. So I would say it's obeying some technicals, but I would say these technicals are manipulated. So how much you can trust it. But what's funny is that it's heading down back to the 0.0073.
Just so you understand, the bottom of this chart is at 0.0014, and the top of this chart, the top that it hit, is 0.2. So the top of this chart is 20 cents. And we're talking about trading between 14 one-thousandths of a penny and 20 cents. That is the range of this chart. So keep that in mind as we're talking about like things like moving averages or what the stock's going to do, price point that's going to hit. This is really splitting hairs.
Well, look, you can tell that the thing is, you can tell it gets pumped every now and then. There is some sort of a cycle that happens. So if you were looking to speculate, and I don't recommend this, but when it hits at around the 0.0068 or 7, if you were to speculate and throw $100 or $200 in, and you're like, I don't care if I lose it, there is a chance that this guy will pump the stock. Remember, this is all artificial, so I don't think this is legitimate. But there is a chance it'll pump back up to somewhere, let's say in this range. Let's take a look where it pumps to. It could go back to 0.0279 cents.
But what is that? Can you do a ruler? What is that percent gain? If it does,
I mean, the percent gain is still massive, but remember, this is like some guy manipulating us all the time.
That gain?
So that's a
300, and that's crazy.
It's a 316% gain. But remember, we're doing some technical analysis here on something that is manipulated completely. So,
but how long does it typically take for one of those 300% gains to happen?
That was from here to, that was over 12 days.
Okay, so sometimes it happens in like 2 weeks. It's fun to watch, but I didn't expect it to play out so quickly. Like, he's literally not in ALYI anymore, at least according to this latest piece of news. He's doing this water purification thing. It's just,
well, he's trying to pump that a little bit, right? Get the money out of that, come back to ALYI, pump that a little bit.
But that one has 3 million. I mean, that one has a $3 million market cap, and ALYI sitting at $1 million. And this Revolt token is at 100,000, but at some point that was $1 million. So I mean, literally between their scams, they had like $5 million, and like that's a lot of money. And I don't know how many people are involved in the scam.
But remember, it's worse than that. It's worse than that, because when they pump it, they take their profits, they dump it, they buy back in or just issue more shares, whatever they're doing, and pump it again. So even though it says $1 million, they could have watched this over 10, 20, 30 times.
Right.
How many times can they have watched this over, basically?
Right.
So they could have taken tens of millions out of this.
They could have made tens of millions over the course of several years by just never letting it get past that $1 million market cap.
When someone pumps a stock, they're artificially buying up shares in the beginning to create some momentum, to see, the people, investors watching, they're like, oh shit, it's going up, we got to get in there. And they get it up to a certain point, but the momentum takes off by itself. the momentum brings it up to like 10 times more than it should have gone, or 5 times more, whatever it is. That's when they dump on everybody. And then the natural market forces take over, just like we see. Everything goes back to its equilibrium, which is at a penny. That's where the equilibrium's at. And then they keep it there because they just don't let it go underneath that. They're keeping it alive.
It just seems like the house of cards is coming down. I'm seeing a lot more posts on Reddit, even on like the official ALYI, that like, what's going on? This company's crazy. I've been holding forever. It's announcements on top of announcements. I've lost a bunch of money. Anyone holding ALYI right now is absolutely bleeding. Like there's no way anyone's holding any kind of money in that, you know, if Tesla came down $400. So I feel bad for these people, but they're doing it to themselves. Honestly, once again, it's another way for us to just warn people that like this company is complete vaporware, and any other people that you saw in any of those videos, any other company or anything that they've done, I would completely stay away from them.
Like and subscribe, guys. We love you.
Guys,
we're trying to save you money.
If you guys like this content, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. This was just something that I just felt like we had to do. A little stocking stuffer for all you guys. Don't invest in ALYI.